Here's the real reason someone resurfaces in your world after weeks or months of total radio silence. Because here's what nobody tells you about human nature. Relationships don't always follow logic. Hearts don't operate on schedules. And the exact person who vanished from your reality, who left you on red, who treated your existence like background noise, suddenly they're texting again, and your mind starts racing. What changed? Why break the silence after all this time? Why reach out now just when I'd begun rebuilding myself? Let me walk you through something profound today, something raw and honest, something most people only grasp after enduring genuine heartbreak. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Reason 1. They discovered nobody cherished them the way you did. Here's something every soul eventually learns. Authentic connection is scarce. Not everybody embraces you with sincerity. Not everybody truly hears you. Not everybody remains faithful when circumstances turn rough. Your affection gave them something beyond mere attention. You offered emotional sanctuary, genuine understanding, unwavering devotion, and a level of dependability most humans never provide. They believed they'd encounter identical devotion elsewhere. Reality proved otherwise. New faces appeared in their world, but nobody gazed at them with your intensity. Nobody decoded their quiet moments like you did. Nobody delivered tranquility the way you did. Then suddenly, during their internal turmoil, memories of you crash over them. That's when the return happens, not because you're flawless, but because what you shared was genuine. Reason 2. The passage of days revealed truths you'd recognized all along. When they ghosted you, they believed alternatives existed everywhere. They figured disappearing would be simple. They assumed their existence would improve in your absence. But gradually, reality became their instructor. And reality teaches brutally. It exposes truth precisely when people aren't prepared. Your missing presence spoke louder than your physical company ever did. Your quiet became more impactful than any conversation. Your remoteness transformed into their deepest remorse. Within that isolation, they finally perceive your true value. That's why they reappear. Because time exposed everything they'd been blind to previously. Reason 3. They recall the person they became while beside you. People don't just long for you. Sometimes they're longing for who they were when you were around. Alongside you, their laughter sounded different. They experienced genuine aliveness. They imagined bolder futures. They felt truly seen. After your departure, everything shifted. Their spirit grew dim. Their feelings became burdensome. Their connections felt hollow. They start wondering, what made me more joyful then? Why did everything feel easier during that chapter? Why did I become my highest self around them? When someone recognizes they abandoned the person who elevated them, they come back. Not from external pressure, but because their inner being remembers you. Reason 4. They personally experienced the hurt they once inflicted upon you. This represents the universe's method of restoration. They dismissed you. They kept you waiting. They made you feel insignificant. They caused you to doubt your value. But eventually, identical patterns started affecting them. They faced neglect. They got undervalued. They tasted the bitterness of emotional withdrawal. In that precise moment, they comprehend exactly what they subjected you to. That awakening drives them back toward you, not driven by remorse, but because the cosmos made them experience your exact pain. Now they recognize your significance. Reason 5. They unexpectedly sense your essence drawing them homeward. When two souls share genuine connection, physical separation doesn't sever it. Silence doesn't eliminate it. Years don't diminish it. A moment arrives when something internal whispers your identity. No logic, no justification, just an undeniable magnetism, an urgency that they must reach out, communicate, reconnect. This occurs because certain bonds transcend the material realm. Your vibration lingers in their consciousness long after separation. Your influence molded them more profoundly than they acknowledged. Your imprint remained alive even during attempts to erase you. Your care became woven into their emotional fabric. That's why they return, because your spirit continues calling them even when your voice stays silent. Reason 6. They understand you're irreplaceable. Let me share an absolute truth. People depart believing they'll discover superior alternatives, but ultimately they return understanding that superior doesn't exist. Only different exists. You were exceptional. Your nurturing was exceptional. Your steadfast presence was exceptional. People attempt replacing hearts like yours, but attempts fail. When truth becomes undeniable, they begin missing every tiny detail about you. Your tolerance, your gentle responses, your steady company, your kindness, your encouragement, your unspoken faithfulness. They hunt for it in another person, but never locate it. That void pulls them back. Reason 7. They witness you progressing forward and panic sets in. One of the primary reasons someone reappears after abandoning you is this. Your resilience frightens them. When you cease pursuing, when you stop demanding explanations, when you quit pleading for notice, when you stop investing emotional energy, something within them alarms. They realize, I could lose them permanently. They've stopped needing me. They're healing independently. This fear jolts them awake because the instant you withdraw your attention, your absence becomes more powerful than their disappearance, and that's their trigger moment. Reason 8. They recognize that you weren't temporary energy. You were their foundation. In a universe packed with fleeting individuals, you represented something lasting. You were foundation. You were refuge. You were serenity. You were protection. But recognition didn't strike until they ventured outward and found nothing except emotional chaos. When a person returns to base, it's because the external world wounded them. They come back because they finally grasp this. You were the one deserving protection. You were the one worthy of selection. You were the one requiring tighter embrace. Reason 9. The ultimate truth behind their return. After everything concludes, after endless silence, after all the distance, after every mistake, only one authentic reason exists for their reappearance. They return because the universe offers you clarity, not reconciliation. Sometimes people resurface not for permanence, but to demonstrate your growth, to prove you no longer shatter, to confirm you healed without their involvement, to show you're no longer the person who waited endlessly, wept constantly, or begged desperately. They return so you finally understand your worth. They return so you witness that you always deserved better. They return so you realize this fundamental truth. You didn't lose them, they lost you. My message to you today, if someone from yesterday returns after ghosting you, don't feel confused. Don't experience fear. Don't assume something's wrong. This is the universe reminding you of your magnitude. You were exceptional. You were devoted. You were authentic. And existence always circles back people who undervalued you. But now you hold the decision about whether they deserve access again. Because once you truly understand your own worth, nobody can enter and exit your reality the way they previously did. If this resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button for psychology wisdom. And if you're fascinated by understanding the deeper patterns of human connection and emotion, make sure you subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss insights that might transform your perspective forever.